Coming up on 69 News at noon, Hermine makes landfall in Florida and weakens as it starts to make its way up the coast.
Authorities in Lehigh County launch a death investigation after 2 bodies are discovered in a Salisbury Township home.
The trial for accused murderer Jeffrey Noble will not begin next week as scheduled.
And Redding's police chief will officially take the reins after he's sworn in later today. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Eve Russo.
And I'm Hasiel Cordoba. 69 News at noon starts right now.
Your life, your world, your news. This is 69 News at noon, live from the PPL Center.
It's now a tropical storm, but Hermine hit Florida's coast early this morning as a Category 1 hurricane.
It is the first hurricane to make landfall in the state in 11 years. Correspondent Diane Gallagher has the latest.
The first hurricane to hit Florida in 11 years. Hermine made landfall near St. Mark's, Florida overnight, pounding Florida's Gulf Coast with heavy rains and high winds.
Quite candidly, this is one of the worst that we've seen in the city in a long time.
On the hard-hit island of Cedar Key, officials say a storm surge there has devastated the community.
The majority of the businesses down there, they don't have a front anymore. The water comes through the back door and went out the front like that and just tore everything to pieces.
Officials across the impacted area telling people today, stay indoors and off the roads.
Don't drive into flooded areas. Keep out of the water. Don't let your kids play in the water. There could be power lines in the water. There could be snakes. In this area, there could even be alligators.
As Tropical Storm Hermine heads across Florida towards Georgia and the Carolinas, people are being encouraged to get ready.
Our goal is to be over-prepared and underwhelmed when it comes to this storm. We want everyone to please be safe.
Forecasters are warning this storm will be dangerous throughout the Labor Day weekend.
It could spend more than 2 days sitting in this general area off the mid-Atlantic and northeast coast. A system that is not moving can be big trouble because that means whatever rainfall is occurring could happen for not only hours but days in some spots.
And we're already starting to see some damage in Georgia, some storm surge in South Carolina because of that tropical storm. Of course, the concern, it goes up the eastern seaboard throughout the rest of the weekend. Here in Florida, though, main objective, getting the power back on. Of course, more than 100,000 at one point without it. And so it's not something that's going to happen quickly. It could take through part of the weekend to do so. In Apalachicola, I'm Diane Gallagher, 69 News.
Well, we're in for a great start to the holiday weekend, but it may not end on the same note.
Tropical Storm Hermine could dampen some Labor Day plans. WFMZ's meteorologist Matt Broderick is in the Weather Center with more. Matt?
Hey, guys, thank you. Yeah, that is for sure. We're seeing, some sort of twists here and turns with these latest models coming in. As it stands now, if it is going to be on the projected path, and obviously, as you know, that is not a guarantee. This thing could shift either west or east easily, but on its current track, we would end up with a little bit of rain Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. At this point, it does not look like a washout, and we may even end up dry. But again, this thing can, if it shifts a little bit west, then we're going to get hammered with some rainfall. So that's the thing to know. I'm going to show you the spaghetti plot. I showed this morning to you, and this is basically all of the models and what they like this system doing. You can see there's not agreement. However, a lot of them, the general consensus with these is that it ends up here off the coast of Delaware and New Jersey, but it's just close enough that the precipitation shield would get back here for a little rain, like maybe 1/10 of an inch on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. That's the consensus right now. But again, that shift can certainly occur either way. That's why I would like to invite you to stay tuned later today. Jacqueline will be in over the weekend as well. The girls will keep you updated. High pressure system, cool, less humid. It's a really nice afternoon, isn't it? Temperatures are pleasant, middle and upper 70s. There are some patchy clouds here and there, but generally speaking, it is a nice afternoon. Let's look live from Blue Mountain, 75 at 1 o'clock. We'll top out around 80 later today. More details on Hermine, your weekend holiday forecast in a few more minutes. Eve, Hasiel, back to you.
Thank you, Matt. An investigation is underway in Lehigh County after a man and woman were found dead inside their home in Salisbury Township, and officials say they may have died days ago. WFMZ's Rosa Duarte joins us live with the latest. Rosa?
Well, Hasiel, we do know that an autopsy is currently underway on these two victims, so hopefully we will get a positive ID on them soon. And police were called to this home yesterday after getting a call that the man who lived here had not shown up for work for days. This was the scene Thursday afternoon around 3 o'clock after police discovered two bodies inside this Salisbury Township home in the 1300 block of Byfield Street. By Friday, the only sign that police had been here was the remnant of the crime tape.
It's a quiet neighborhood, a very nice neighborhood, and we just noticed police here the other day, and they started to tape off the area, and then we realized something was up.
Authorities say the victims, a man and a woman, may have been dead for several days. Trash cans were left outside since Monday, and mail sat uncollected. Neighbors say the male victim, known by everyone as Kenny, was a truck driver, and that the call to police was made by his employer after he didn't show up to work. The district attorney's office says the deaths are suspicious, and the county's homicide task force is also investigating.
I think it's an isolated incident. I don't think it has anything to do with the community, and I guess these things happen in communities with relationships or whatever actually happened with the situation.
So we did get some information from neighbors today. They tell us that the house, even though it is for sale, was not owned by this couple. They were renters. They also tell us that the cops had been called recently to this home several times. However, it's unknown whether that's connected at all to what happened. Now, of course, we'll have much more on this story coming up tonight on 69 News at 4. Reporting live in Salisbury Township, Rosa Duarte, 69 News.
Police in Lehigh County are looking for a missing man with autism. Investigators are looking for 26-year-old David Jimenez. He was last seen around 10:30 last night in the 500 block of North Law Street in Allentown. Police say he could be heading to the Walmart in Whitehall or his mother's previous home in Bethlehem. He was wearing a white T-shirt, tan shorts, and white shoes. Anyone with information is urged to contact Allentown Police.
Well, 3 people charged in connection with a bizarre story out of Bucks County will not appear in court today as expected. Daniel and Sevilla Stoltzfus and Lee Kaplan waived their formal arraignments that were scheduled for today. The Lancaster County couple is accused of giving their teen daughter to Kaplan in exchange for money. All 3 defendants were in court earlier this week and pleaded not guilty. The Stoltzfuses are charged with child endangerment. Kaplan is facing sexual assault charges after allegedly fathering 2 children with the teen. Well, the murder trial of a Northampton County man that was scheduled to begin next week has now been continued until January 9th. Jeffrey Noble was in court for a hearing this morning in Easton. A judge ruled that lawyers who were representing Noble were allowed to withdraw from the case. Noble is accused of killing Andrew White inside an Easton hotel last year. Earlier this month, he rejected a plea deal offer and taunted the family of his alleged victim in court.
The city of Reading will make it official today. Police Chief Andres Dominguez Jr. will be sworn in this afternoon at a ceremony at Council Chambers in City Hall. Council voted to hire him earlier this summer. Since then, he has shared a vision for the city, which includes more community programs for children. He has also said he wants more police presence in the city. There's still more to come on the news at noon.
Donald Trump is making a campaign stop in Pennsylvania today. We'll have more details next.
Plus, the State Department reverses its original stance regarding the release of Hillary Clinton's schedule as Secretary of State.
And the fallout from a SpaceX rocket explosion will affect more than just the company behind the launch. Those stories and much more when we come back. Stay with us.